Okay, right. Next, my question number 6. Y equal 6 minus x plus 1 all things square. In graph problem number 6, already I released 6 videos. If you go through, follow in order, and you have good knowledge in these parabolic shapes. So please subscribe this also and tick the bell sign. You'll receive automatically all my attractive videos. Problem number 6, y equals 6 minus x plus 1 all things square. Table is provided. X values start from minus 4 to plus 2, right? Minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. And y values x minus 4, y minus 3, x minus 3, y 2, x minus 2, y 5, x minus 1, y 6, x 0, y 5, x 1, blank, y is unknown term for to be find, to be calculate, x 2, y minus 3. So we already drawn 5 questions, 5 major big problems in parabolic shapes, one of the exam typical question. So very first, when drawing the graph, table important, plot the table properly, complete the table. x1, what is y? So now stop the video and complete the table and prepare your graph sheet to draw. If x is 1, if x equal 1, that is substitute. Put x for 1 and find the y value. Y equal, if x is 1, 6 minus 1 plus 1 square. So y equal 6 minus 1 plus 1, 2 square. So y equal 6 minus, what is 2 square is 4. This is not minus 2 square, minus separate 2 square 4, that is 2. So as I mentioned, table is very important. If you miss a table, if you miss one value, the graph is different shape. You can't determine the other parts calculations. So always after complete the table, say this y coordinates minus 3, 2, 2, 5, 5. So see from both extremes, y value distributed symmetrically. That's important property of any exam style question, always become a symmetric. Y is symmetric, not so, yours wrong, recheck. Okay, now prepare. Stop the video and prepare a graph sheet. Draw how this curves. This is the maximum curve. So I said in the very first video, without drawing, by observing the curve, by observing the equation, we can say whether this graph is maximum or minimum. In front of x square minus, therefore graph is maximum. So now we draw this graph. Always draw a large graph, take a full sheet. See, can you see this the graph? You see the full sheet, take the full sheet, don't draw small graphs, there are no marks. You take the full A4 graph sheet and large scale draw the graph. when drawing the graphs, the maximum graph, the maximum points are the important. The peak points are the important than below. So take large scale, if you leave it large two squares along the x-axis or y-axis become large graph. So at x minus 4, y minus 3, x minus 4, y minus 3, x minus 4, y minus 3, x minus 3, y 2, x minus 2, y 5, x minus 1, y 6, x 0, y 5, x 1, y 2, x 2, y minus 3. Now trace join these all, get the maximum curve. So in this question, the questions are first they'll ask to fill the blank, next draw the curve, right? They will give instructions. In this case, they said using a scale of 10 small divisions along the x-axis and y-axis, draw the curve. Those instructions are to take proper large graph shape, right? So I ask one by one questions, say number 1, Roman 1. So write the problem, first question number 1. Find the maximum value of the function. Find the maximum value of the function. So that's how simple those followed my regular all these previous videos. Simple question. So up to now, before the first part, 1 blank, 1 marks in exam. When drawing suitable large scale graph, parabolic shape, they give 3 marks. That's the marking scheme. So up to now you have 4 marks. You don't think the graph is over. You have to answer other parts also to take 6 marks. So first part, write the maximum value of the function. So what is the answer? The maximum 6. So find the x, y coordinate. Y coordinate is the answer. So 6. Maximum value of the function 6. Right, second part, write the equation of the symmetric axis. Write the equation of the symmetric axis. It's a familiar problem. I said in the very first video, many types of general questions in the typical problem asked in oil question paper. Symmetric equation, you know what is, how to find the symmetric. Through this turning point, draw a straight line. Through this turning point, draw a straight line. The line cuts at -1 x value. That's the symmetric equation. So second part answer, x equal -1. X equal -1. symmetric equation. Right, third part. Next part. Write the interval of x. Write the interval of values of x. Write the interval. Write the interval of values of x for which y greater than 2. For which y greater than 2. For which y greater than 2. Write the interval of values of x for y greater than 2. That's range. I work many range problems. So write the x value, not the y value, write the range of x coordinates. So see how. Where y greater than 2, where y is 2, here y minus 1, y minus 2, y minus 3, here y1, here y2, right? Then you draw y2 line, y equal 2 line. See here, not equal symbol, no equal symbol. Therefore, better you draw a dotted line. That's the pure maths. Y is 2 line like that. So y greater than 2 means above the graph. Y greater than 2 is the part of the shape. So when y takes more than 2, that means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it won't go above 6, no? Between the 6. Y between the 6 and more than 2, right? So what the x boundary is? So where this line cuts the graph here, see this is one boundary minus 3, and see here another value plus 1. So when y takes more than 2, x between minus 3 and plus 1, right? So the answer is, we show as inequality form like this. Don't put the equal symbol. If they ask, if they shown the equal, then you can write the equal symbol too. So when y greater than 2, x boundaries between minus 3 and plus 1, right? Or like this pattern, inequality form. Next, fourth part, part 4. Find the roots of the equation. Find the roots of the equation x square plus 2x minus 5 equals 0. Find the roots of the equation x square plus 2x minus 5 equals 0. So from the beginning, video 1, I shown many attractive the solving equations using the graphs. Many familiar problem, important question I shown the very first video. Also in second, for up to last video, we worked many solving equations, especially quadratic equations solving using the graphs. That is one of the typical part in the exam under graph. Okay, so at the method, I said this is my second equation. So why that second equation? Where the first one, which is first one, that's the graph we drawn. That's the graph we drawn, y equal 6 minus x plus 1 all things square. That's we drawn first one. But in this case, if you refer my previous videos, this is the general pattern of the quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c form. How many x squares, how many x terms, how many numbers equal to 0. Therefore, I rearrange our original this graph equation into this form. Rearrange this form, right? So see that y equal here 6. Here expand the bracket. What is x plus 1 square? X plus 1 square. X square a plus b square form. Multiple both and double and plus 1, but there's a minus, so put a bracket and write it. So y equal 6 multiplied by bracket x square minus into plus minus 2x minus 1. So y equal, first write the x square first. We write the x square first. Minus x square minus 2x 6 minus 1 plus 5. This is our first equation. So if you refer, it's better stop the video, please refer the last video. You can see one of the question how we solved to this quadratic function using the graph. If you are new to these my lessons, you can go through and come better solution, better knowledge for that type of solving. So we say it's the first equation, is the original drawn equation. So now they are solve this. So you know every quadratic has two solutions. So how to solve by the graph to find roots. Root means find the solutions or the roots or the answers. So method, by take this pair of simultaneous equation, try to remove the x square. Try to remove the x square. After solving it be a straight line form, no x squares. So here see plus x square, here minus x square. What is simultaneous idea? Same symbol subtract, opposite symbol addition. So plus x square minus x square, opposite sign, therefore add the both. So first equation, add the second equation, addition. It's easy addition. Here y, here 0, y plus 0, y equal plus x square minus x square 0, minus 2x plus 2x 0, plus 5 minus 5 0. So after solving, you will obtain a straight line equation. So here we got y equals 0. What is y equals 0? X-axis. Y equals 0 means x-axis. So therefore x is already drawn. Without x-axis, no curves, no graphs. So what are the solution therefore? How this graph cuts the two x values, where this graph cuts the two x values, those are the solutions. It cuts here and cuts here. Okay, these are the two solutions of that quadratic function or quadratic equation. So if you draw properly in a graph sheet, you can see this is maybe what minus 3.5 or 4. X equal minus 3.4, here maybe 1.3, x equal 1.3. These are the two solutions of such quadratic equations. So you can't solve other method. If you learn the quadratic equation chapter separately, we can solve by completing square, by using the formula. Here no marks, everything using the graphs. Okay, right, next part 5, fifth part of this question. Write this. Write a quadratic function. Write a quadratic function. Write a quadratic function. Y. Y function mean y, right? Whose maximum value is 4. Whose maximum value is 4. And the axis of symmetry of the graph and the axis of symmetry of the graph is x equal minus 2. Is x equal minus 2. So how this for us is a familiar simple question now, because we work many types. I shown many. Also I shown one of video from the book question, nature of a graph, symmetric, what are the symmetric equation, maximum, minimum ideas, everything. So here, you know this graph equation given, y equal 6 minus x plus 1 all things square. This is this graph. This is the graph of this y equals 6 minus x plus 1 all things square. So what is 6? Here maximum value. Maximum is 6. What is symmetric? If you make this bracket to 0, x plus 1 is to 0, you have x equal minus 1. Symmetric equation. Maximum is 6. Symmetric is minus 1. Let's we draw this graph. Already we complete this. So now they ask a new function. You write the equations only. They say the maximum value is 4. Maximum value. So graph goes something like this. Maximum is 4. Maximum is 4. And the symmetric is x equal minus 2. X equal minus 2. That's we call deduce. That means using the original graph, you try to write in one step word, one word form or one row answer. So what is the answer? Maximum 4, symmetric minus 2. If it plus 1 only, we use minus 1 here. So what the answer is, I show here, y equal maximum 4. So 4 minus what? X plus 2 all things square. X plus 2 all things square. Y equal 4 minus x plus 2 all things square. So any problem, stop the video and refer your previous notes and you will connect it simply how to answer such pattern. So only this part can be asked in the O-level part 1 also. Right, next part, sixth one, part 6. If the above function, if the above drawn function, because we have two functions here also, I mentioned a drawn function. If the above drawn function or drawn graph, if the above drawn graph or function transformed 3 units, transformed 3 units along the positive, along the positive side of x-axis, along the positive direction of x-axis, along the positive direction of x-axis. Write the equation of the new graph. Write the equation of the new graph. I repeat it. If the above graph transformed 3 units along the positive direction of x-axis, find the equation of the new graph. Okay, the first time I'm showing is my video series. This type question. So it's also familiar and can be asked in the final papers. So what happened? We transpose, that means pulling over, that change is displacement. If it's here, you can take this side or I pull this side. So I say pull that side. Pulling that side, 3 units. 3 units pulling that side. So what is the equation of the new graph? So in this case, this is a decimal value. The graph cuts the x-axis. We got decimal minus 3 point something. Also here 1 point. So that is therefore difficult using the decimal value to get this final answer, this part answer. So better you take this -1 and think. So what happened if I am here, if I am moving little bit there, my height is same. I won't come short or taller than that earlier. So same transformation is, the height is same. So if I pull this graph along negative side or that positive side, height is same 6. So what happened? I am here, so I come somewhere here. The change in that along this foot, that means along the flow, I am changing my displacement. So like that, here -1, little bit more that side, I said positive side. So how many units? 3 units. So -1, 0, 1 unit, 1, 2 unit, 2, 3 unit. So the new graph x equal -2 is the symmetric equation. Here 1, 2, 3. X equal 2 is the symmetric equation. No change in the height. Y level is same. You have important part. You can answer any type of question here after like that. So what the equation y equal, determine from the previous, let me evaluate, or you can say how to get this part. So 6 minus x plus 2 all things square. X plus 2 all things square. That's that answer, right? Right, another part, last part of this question. Next part, 7th part. So the exam question only few. I ask any expectation the future papers, some more other parts. Then only you can see there's no matter any other problem, everything you can answer fully detailed, you can give the solution. Right, this part, if the above drawn graph transformed, if the above drawn graph transformed by 180 degrees, find the equation of the new graph. Find the equation of the new graph. So how this part. So now if I am transport me by 180, what happened? My head down, foot's up, full turn. It's also a straight line. I am straight line. My head goes down, foot comes up. That's called transform by 180. So what happened? This is transformed like this. So I not mention the same symmetric, right? About the same symmetric transform. So this completely comes as a minimum graph. This is maximum, that is minimum. So write the equation. So y equal 6 minus x plus 1 square. This is the drawn graph. What happened? Maximum 6. So if you turn, become minimum -6. Here there's a 0.5, it become -5. Here a 0.2, that become -2. Here a -3, it become +3. So what happened? Completely changed by minus. Therefore put a negative sign. This is the equation. Better you give by simplify this. Y equal multiply minus plus x plus 1 all things square. So this is the new equation. But we rewrite this like y equal, write this one first, x plus 1 all things square minus 6. So and important, for last two parts are important in any graph questions. So I hope you understand clearly. If any problem, stop the video and refer, practice then it's familiar. The big question, the exam paper, usually first problem or second question come in this graph lesson.